So this guy's David Choe, and he was on the Joe Rogan Experience talking about his video game addiction, which I thought was really interesting. And he's not what you would, I mean, when you think of video game addicts, you think of like kind of like shut-ins. And this guy, his career, he's made a career as an artist. And so like when you think of like a video game addict, you don't think of like Banksy or Jeff Koons or, you know, like an artist. But this guy, he talks about his experience, and I think it's really enlightening because it goes to show what video game addiction really looks like. And so let's take a look at this clip.
Talking to you a little bit about the video game stuff, right?
Yeah.
When I was in my mid-20s, people couldn't wait for Warcraft 3 to come out. It was like the new shit coming out.
I remember.
Right, they're like, it's gonna come out, and they delayed it, and it finally came out. And I didn't have any money then, and I got Warcraft 2. And Warcraft 2, the interface for the kids out there listening, it's like God interface. Like you're little peasants and paladins, and you're moving them around. Where Warcraft 3 is more 3D. What the fuck I'm explaining video games? And I got on there, and because the entire world was waiting for Warcraft 3, no one was playing Warcraft 2. So I was the god of Warcraft 2. You know when you go on online games, you get a game really quick?
Uh-huh.
This was this is like 20 years ago. So wait, I'm 24. Yeah, it's like 20 years ago. So I'd get on the game, and I'd be waiting. I'd start a map, and I'm like, who wants to play? And I'd wait, and I have to wait for people to join. My career was just getting started. I was in a wonderful relationship with this woman that I dated for 7 years. My life was like on the up and up. And this thing completely took over my life. Have you ever seen this documentary called Web Junkies about the internet problem in China?
I haven't seen that, but I'm aware of the problem.
People dying from lack of
It's a
sleep.
documentary from 2014, and it starts with
Pissing their
a
pants.
kid just crying. And they're like, why are you crying? And so China had declared PC rooms, internet, video game addiction a national emergency. So they said it's okay. We set up these centers, and you could either poison or drug your kid and just drop them off there, like, or you could lie to them and tell them they're going to like a camping trip and then just drop them off
video
there.
game rehab.
And then they stay there for 90 days and it's like a
sounds
prison.
like-
And
Yeah.
the start of the movie. Yeah, look at the kid crying. You see that?
Therapy,
Yeah.
they used to do this to like gay
So-
kids.
So they can't
Snatch 'em
stop
up
playing
and try
video
to
games.
read.
They can't stop watching porn. They can't function. So
Yeah,
this
the
thing
porn addiction.
in the movie, at some point, I'll spoil it. They escape like from
Is this a documentary?
yeah, it's a
They
documentary.
don't even know where they're at. Probably.
They escape from the madhouse at one point. Like the kids, they
to watch
form a
this now.
plan. And where do they go? They go to the PC room down the street.
They just like,
Oh,
So I
like the
real
gamblers that go
addiction.
straight
That's why
to
I
the
asked if it's a
casino.
No, it's a documentary.
The way
It's
they've shot it is very interesting.
Because for me, you know me, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't
Right,
do any of that.
yeah.
But
As an artist?
I've been to over 1,000 AA meetings, and I don't drink. I mean, why do you do that? I'm like, because I can't stop porn, I can't stop video games, I can't stop gambling. And I know that they have meetings for that too, but they're harder to find. They're more shameful, there's less people. And if I go to an AA room and I'm talking, and there's a guy speaking about how he got clean from alcohol, I just listen to him, and every time he says alcohol, I replace it with porn, video game, and I'm like, and not just that, I'll do that in a last case ditch scenario.
That's so interesting. So he says he goes to AA meetings, not because he's an alcoholic, but because he has other addictions. And he can find like gambling addiction anonymous or, whatever. But he says like they're smaller, they kind of feel more judgmental. The Alcoholics Anonymous groups are bigger.
Yeah.
And that kind of goes to
I know
show
drug addicts who do the same thing.
that kind of goes to show that we should treat addiction as kind of like a maybe more general instead of specialized. So
It is.
all people
it is
with
a mental. It is in this mental field.
right.
I mean,
no,
in
but
mental health field.
what he just helped me realize is that they have more in common than they have differences.
Yes,
Whether-
everyone's using something different.
Well, because I
and
think
something's
people
more-
assume like alcohol or like substance addiction, like the addiction is more natural because the substance is literally addictive. But then with like video games, porn, maybe gambling, like kind of the more abstract addictions, they're
it still
almost
gives you serotonin boosts.
right. But
It's
it's like you should almost treat
endorphins.
those the same because whether or not the substance is addictive, your mentality towards that it needs to change, or
So,
like
yeah,
how you
mental
look at
health
that.
does treat it the same.
which I no, I guess what I'm trying to say is
if you get treatment, you will be treated pretty much similar. It's just different drugs maybe to get you off.
So it should be like
just more like physical symptoms that they treat.
So the AA meetings should maybe transform into like Addicts Anonymous instead of specialized
I
towards
think
alcoholics.
most people use it now like that.
Yeah.
At least all the ones that I know that have been trying to get off like heroin or other substances, they find it easier.
But then
like
I
he
think
said, to find just
it
the
would be
Alcoholics
right, but then
Anonymous.
renaming it would help people with video game addictions be able to go because they're not
Oh,
like, oh, I'm not an
it's
alcoholic.
mandated. Oh,
Okay, well, let's keep going.
it's mandated for alcoholics. It's not mandated for gamers.
No, I know, but if someone with an addiction is looking for help, they can easily find that rather than like pretending to be an alcoholic and going to an AA meeting. They can find the Addicts Anonymous, which is like kind of, it's like
But he said
Alcoholics
there already
Anonymous more
was
broad.
that. It's just they're so much smaller.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like Alcoholics
change.
Anonymous should rebrand to kind of be more general for all addicts to be welcome in. Because if we treat addiction as the same for everyone, there's no reason why all addicts can't come together. And
If you seek
all right, let's keep going.
But I'll go to all the meetings. I go to all the fucking meetings, and so I'm sitting on Warcraft 2, and I'm something's missing from my life and my rage and my anger and all my addictions and my mental illnesses are coming out in this Warcraft game. And I find this map that's perfect. It's a small map, and it's called Paintball, and it's just everyone dies. Everyone has one hit point. So one hit and you're dead. So it's more like a chess speedball game. So the games don't last more than 15 minutes. You have one peasant, one paladin, and one wizard. And I killed at that game. I killed and within 5 minutes, like the way it goes, you bring down a blizzard storm and you build a cannon tower or whatever, and you know if you're going to win. And this is before
Within 5 minutes?
because it's a fast game. Everything moves fast, and you don't have to wait for the wood to chop. It's really fast. And
I've never fucked with those games.
I didn't have this was before the earpieces. So within 5 minutes, the game is sort of on auto, so it's like who can do the things the fastest. Then I start talking shit. I'm gonna skull fuck your parents, you dumb motherfucker. This is a kid, like in.
Oh my god.
And I'm like all the way people talk, like all their demons come out.
Right.
And I'm playing kids, and they're like, why? What is a skull fuck? And I'm like, I am a horrible person. And then one day, I was the king of this map. Like in this one area in my life where my art career is kind of going good, but not really, and I don't know how to be in a relationship, and I'm just sort of lost in my mid-20s. I don't know who the fuck I am. In this game, I am God. I'm God. And I'll go out and I'll be checked out. I'll be out with my
How
friend.
many hours a day are you playing this game?
He doesn't have a good vision.
I'm not
of
gonna
God.
lie. It would be like all day. I'd be like, oh, I gotta go work. And so it was the first time in my life.
10 hours a day? 8 hours a day?
No.
12?
Like
16?
18 hours, 20 hours a day. So I would play this
15-minute
game.
segments?
18 to
And
20 hours.
I would lie. I started lying. I started lying to my friends about what I was doing. And when I was out, I'd be
80
checked out. They'd be
days.
talking about, hey, what this new thing, we're going to go here. And I'd be like, I storm. It's like,
Oh man. I mean, it's kind of funny, but then it's also like, dang, that's a scary place to be where you're playing 18 to 20 hours a day and that's still all you can think about.
It's become his reality.
Well, I think what happens is your brain gets so used to feeling that way that if you don't feel that way, like, so he's used to, like you said, what, like 80 games. Let's say he's playing and winning like 50 games a day, right? You're used to feeling that rush of winning 50 times a day. So when you're not playing it, you're gonna feel like shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where the danger of, like, I guess the brain addiction comes in, is that's what you're used to feeling, and yeah, when you're not doing that for 18 to 20 hours a day, you're like lying to your friends because or you're
You
just
started
checked
to
out.
hide it.
Wow, yeah, that's the
You don't want to
serious.
hear them lecture you about playing too many games. for too
That's
long.
the serious side of video game addiction.
or
And
any
it's-
addiction.
Because
When
I
you
know
become
I have
non-functioning.
I have a few friends that have dropped out of college because of video games, and it's like
Oh, really?
maybe they weren't really like.
Were they never allowed to play them before?
No, but at the same
Or
time,
is
it's like maybe they weren't really like motivated to be in college in the first place.
Yeah,
Video
it
games
didn't
happened to be
take
a
much.
better
It was just like a
distraction.
little tick.
But then at the same time, it's like
Push 'em off.
everyone needs to learn like self-control if they're not gonna be a slave to just feeling good. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, like at any time, like we can all be susceptible to it if we let our guard down. It's like letting yourself go, like in terms of-
Physically?
yeah,
Oh, like
but for
if you
video
don't
games, it's
keep-
like if you keep playing that one game just to feel that rush. Damn, he just made it sound so real, you know, like because he
18
outlined his
hours? I don't know
experience.
if I
18 to 20.
What, you can't even like do anything. What
Yeah,
are
no, you
doing?
usually
You're
go to
not
sleep
even
and you wake up and you
sleeping.
play games and then you,
How
yeah.
do you do anything else? Like there's so much you have to do to keep life going.
That's like, how do you, yeah,
How do you
that's every
function?
addiction, right? Hi, everyone. Hope you liked the video. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more.
Happy 420 wherever you are. Bye.
And if you don't have buds, we're your buds.